Hi everyone, and welcome to your 30-minute lunchtime reset and relax kind of upper body stretch class. So you might see that I'm down on the mat. This class is completely desk friendly. We're going to be working on stretching the upper body, doing a bit of meditation work and really kind of slowing down, taking the time to restore, because I mean throughout the working day, who doesn't need a couple of minutes to just take it slowly? So if you are down on the mat, your options for seated are either, if cross-legged is really comfortable to you, you can just come to this. If that's nice and comfortable, you feel like the back is nice and straight and you're not going to start slouching, this is a really good position. Or if you do have a bolster or a block, you can take your block under your seat, which is just going to help with the straightening of the back whilst you're seated, give your back some extra length. Or like me, if you've got a bolster, just sit on top like so. If you're at a desk, absolutely fine. So we're going to start today's class with just coming into the breath. So it's really important here to just take a second to allow yourself to drop back in. So to take your awareness away from any external factors, anything that might be happening in the room, and just come back to your inhales and your exhales. So just at the start here, not trying too hard to count the breaths or to focus on anything in particular. Not forcing anything, just letting your breathing come naturally. Taking these first couple of minutes to just ground down. Knowing that with every inhale, you're breathing in that prana, that energy that's going to nourish the body all the way from the crown of the head down to the tips of the toes. And every exhale is just allowing you to let go. So anything that isn't serving you, anything that might be niggling on the brain, thoughts, feelings, just allowing your exhale to gently sweep it away. And I invite you here to just take your right hand onto the chest, to the heart space, and take your left hand on top. And just notice the breath. Become aware here. Is it really fast? Is it slow? Is it uneven? Just noticing for the moment, becoming aware. And then take your left hand, remove it, and just place it onto the belly. And just notice here the quality of the breath. Can you feel the chest and the stomach expand with each inhale? Are they expanding evenly? So just taking these first couple of moments. And we're going to come to see if we can lengthen that breath a little bit. So starting off just by taking one big inhale through the nose. And releasing out through the mouth, just letting it all go. Releasing breath. And then we're going to come to count the breath. We're going to count in for 3, count out for 6. So just seeing if we can lengthen. When we're ready, next inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If the count's too high, maybe try inhaling for 2, exhaling for 4. So whichever one you go with. And just taking a couple of minutes here. I'm not going to count for you. It might be distracting for somebody who's doing a different count. So wherever you are, if your breath is already quite deep, you might be able to inhale for 5, exhale for 10. Whatever works for you, just keeping that breath in and out through the nose. Staying with that breath, keeping the hands on the chest or the belly, or maybe bringing the hands to heart center. Just a couple more rounds here with whatever count you're working on. And then taking one more big inhale through the nose. Releasing breath, let it out through the mouth. And release the hands down. You can flutter open the eyes if you have them closed. Just allowing that breath to go back to normal. And we're going to work through some neck rolls. It's just dropping the chin down. On the inhale, we're going to work the head around to the right. Exhale, take it back through center. And inhale, take it up to the left. Exhale down. Inhale to the right. Exhale down. Inhale to the left. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale through center. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to the middle. Inhale one more time up to the left. Exhale, drop the head down. And then just take those fingers, interlace them. As you inhale, reach them up to the sky. Push all of that energy up, reach tall. Exhale, draw the hands back down. Rest them maybe on the knees or in the lap. On your next inhale, taking those hands up to the sky, gazing to the hands. We're going to take that right hand around the left wrist and just stretch over to the right. So cracking open through that left side body, maybe keeping the gaze up to the hands. And then working back through center, switching over. So left hand takes hold of the right wrist now, and we stretch over to the left. Opening through that right side body now. And then inhale, coming up. And keeping the hands here for a second. Exhale, bring them down. And we're going to work through some seated cat-cow. I'm going to start with our hands behind us. And as the hands come behind us, our spine arches back and we take the gaze up to the sky. As we exhale, on your next exhale, you're going to sweep the hands forwards, round through the back, drop the head. So if you're seated, you might take hands on the knees. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, curve, roll forwards. A couple more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, shine the chest forwards, gazes up. Exhale, round through the back, create a dome, drop the chin. 2 more times. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, dome. Inhale up. Exhale, dome forwards. Inhale, take it back to neutral. So wherever you are now, if you've got the knees apart or the knees together, either way works. We're going to take a twist going towards the back of the room. So we're going to take left hand onto the right knee. We inhale here. Exhale, the right hand comes behind us and we find this twist and we take the gaze, the head behind us. So as we inhale, we're able to find that length. Exhale, we might be able to twist a little bit deeper. So staying with that breath here, inhaling and exhaling. Finding that easy twist One more big inhale. Exhale, take both hands over to the left. Find a little counter twist. And come back to center. Finding the other side, we're going to take right hand onto the left knee. We inhale, find that length. Exhale to twist. Left hand comes behind us. Gaze comes behind us as well. Inhale to find the length. Exhale to twist a little deeper. Keeping with that breath wherever you are. One more big inhale. Exhale, take it back round, take both hands over to the right. Find a little counter twist wherever you are. And come back to neutral. So we're going to work through something that I love, and it's called neuroflossing. It's a really good way to get a nice stretch out through the arms. So taking left arm out to the side, we're going to take right arm and just take it gently onto the head. And from here, just applying a little bit of pressure to the head, bending that head over towards the right. And you might already at this point feel it running through that left arm. Feeling that tingling sensation working its way down. It might even reach the fingertips already. So if this is feeling really uncomfortable, just apply slightly less pressure to the head. From here, I'm just going to take the palm of the hand up. And just notice how that feels, taking the palm of the hand up and then dropping it back down. We're just going to work through this a couple more times. So keeping that slight pressure on the head. Inhale, take the palm up. Exhale, take it low. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. And gently release the head. Come back up to center. Release both arms down. Take a second. And then coming to the opposite side. So we take right arm out long. Take left arm, left hand onto the head. Just gently finding that tug. We're not grabbing anything, we're not pulling anything quickly. Just a gentle bit of weight on the head. And we can see if we take that palm up and then drop it down. And just noticing those sensations as you move the hand. Inhale, lift the palm up. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last one, inhale up. Exhale down. Gently releasing that head, coming back to neutral. Just taking the hands onto the knees for a second. And just noticing what that sensation was like and how small a movement made the sensation. So it's amazing really when we can see how such a small movement can move the entire way up the body. Really, by turning the head the other way, you're making that stretch deeper. So taking another releasing breath. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling, let it all go through the mouth. And just taking hands onto the shoulders. Now we're just going to take some circles here, so with the elbows. Just working around and seeing if you can take a really small circle to start off with. So we're just working. Taking the elbows forwards first. And see if you can make those circles just a little bit bigger. So with each circle that we take, see if we can make it just a fraction bigger. Moving slowly, no rush. Staying with the breath. And eventually they're going to get quite big. Just taking a couple of circles, moving forwards. And then when you feel like they've got too big, you can't get any bigger, we're just going to change direction. So go the opposite way, taking the elbows back first, and once again starting with those big circles. And then slowly, slowly seeing if you can make those circles smaller. Going one by one. Just stretching out through the shoulder blade here, through the clavicle and the chest. And eventually the circles are going to get really small. And then when they're super, super, super tiny, maybe the arms are feeling a little bit tired now, just take the hands down, palms facing up back onto the knees. Once again, take a big breath. Notice if through these exercises the breath is staying even, or maybe you feel like you're holding it slightly as we move through things. And we're going to take couple more stretches before we come into a little bit of a meditation. You can see I'm rolling back through my neck. So also no rules here. Whatever feels good for the body, feel free to take a second. I like to work with the idea of call and response. So take a second to sit and just ask yourself, what does my body need? Take a second and then answer through your movement. Just take that time. Maybe you just want to drop the shoulders up and down. Whatever it is, take a second. And then we're just going to come into a couple more stretches. So taking the right hand across the body and taking left elbow, bending the left elbow so it comes up underneath. And we're just pulling that arm across. You can even take the head over to the right here. Staying with the breath. Exhale, release the hands, take the head back to center, and then take left arm across the body, changing sides, right arm, elbow bends, maybe taking the head over to the left. And coming back to center, releasing the hands down. And an inhale, take the right arm up, and then just bend through the elbow. So two options here. You can take the left arm up, either just hold onto that elbow and just give it a gentle tug. Really gentle here. Or if you can take that left hand round, bend through the left elbow. Maybe you can find that bind touching those fingertips together, opening out through that chest. So wherever you are, whichever variation, just coming back to the breath. And releasing if you've got the bind. Inhale, taking left arm up and bending through that elbow. Either taking the right arm up, giving it a gentle tug from the elbow there, or taking the right hand behind you, bending through and maybe finding that bind with the fingertips. Breathing here, we're opening through the chest. Maybe taking that gaze gently down in front of you. Or maybe even closing the eyes. Exhale, gently releasing the hands. And maybe just taking a shake out through the wrist quickly. And then taking those hands onto opposite shoulders. Wherever we are, we're just going to get some movement through the spine. So taking a second, checking in, and we're just going to work round in circles. So wherever you are, just coming down, working round and then working back. So this could be a super small movement. If you're in a desk chair, chances are you're not going to be going super deep. But you're still waking up through that spine, neutralizing through the spine. So my movement here is quite small. If you're down on a mat, you might like to come a little bit bigger. If you're quite open in your spine, maybe you take the body all the way down and bring it all the way up, getting that movement through the neck as well, opening through Vishuddhi, our throat chakra, dropping the head back, Wherever you are, just changing direction, coming round the other way. We're isolating those arms here, so that movement is through the spine. Staying with that breath. One more circle wherever you are. And then gently releasing those hands down. And coming back to center. And just shutting down through the eyes again. So we're going to take the last 10 or so minutes to just come into a short meditation. Resetting the body, taking those moments to come back to the breath. So wherever you are, I offer you just a second to just assess how you're seated. Is it comfortable? And if you could do something to make yourself 10% more comfortable, ask yourself what it would be, and then just feel free to do it. So if it's a last bit of movement before we come into stillness, maybe it's a quick stretch overhead. Maybe it's a wiggling of those wrists, whatever it is, finding that last bit of movement before stillness. And then just dropping back into the breath. Breathing in and out through the nose. Now, taking these moments of stillness, these moments of static, for a lot of people, especially if you've had a busy day, it can be difficult to close down the mind, to relax. You might be plagued by things coming up, thoughts, feelings. Just ask you here, so like we did at the start of the practice, inhale, exhale, just let it all go. And I invite you here to just take a moment. And I just want you to imagine a place, maybe a memory, somewhere where you felt safe and comforted. Maybe it's a memory from a holiday away. Maybe it's just being at home with family or with a loved one. Just imagine wherever that safe spot is for you. And slowly just build up that picture in your memory of that safe space. What's the weather like where you are? Who are you with? Maybe you're by yourself. Are there any smells that you associate with that place? Any sounds? And just notice how much easier it is to focus the mind here. To focus that mind in a happy place, somewhere that brings you joy. And just know that when things do come up throughout the day, things that don't serve you, you have options within the mind. You can decide to take a second to drop back down into that breath. Maybe to count the breath like we did at the start of the practice. Or you have the option to just come back to this safe space. Mind is a wonderful thing. So just staying here, knowing that you always have that option. keeping the eyes closed here, just offer you 2 or 3 minutes to take in that silence and to stay with the breath. Stay with that awareness that we've started to cultivate. And I'll bring you back in just a second. On that next inhale, gently feeling that energy come back into the body, working its way from the crown of the head down to the tips of the toes. And as it reaches those toes and those fingertips, maybe finding a gentle wiggle. Keeping the eyes closed, maybe taking a roll through the wrists. And then just taking hands together at heart center. Staying with that breath and just dropping the chin down. Checking in. And then rubbing those hands together, creating some warmth between the hands. And when you have, taking those palms over the eyes, just dropping into that darkness for a second longer. And on your next inhale, gently removing the hands, and as you do, fluttering open the eyes, taking a soft gaze down in front. Hands come to the knees, and then we lift the chin and come back to the space. So take a second here just to thank yourselves for finding the time, carving out the time to stretch and take a couple of moments for yourself today. And I really hope you enjoyed the class, and it's one that you can come back to whenever you need it. So thank you guys, and I hope you have a lovely rest of the day.